geez.
Michael Corrigan, our mutual boss and owner of Resorts International, built the center to benefit the residents of the isolated community of Redwood Cove, located on the Northern California coast, by providing services and classes to help promote a healthy lifestyle. In addition, there were many struggling veterans in the area, some of them homeless. Cabins had been built to house the ex-military on site. I noticed the time on the grandfather clock in the corner and saw it was close to 8. "We'd better get to the barn, the meeting is about to start." Michael had invited some of the wealthiest philanthropists in the country to attend an event at the center, hoping they would be encouraged to replicate this community support model elsewhere. Guests would be staying at Resorts International properties. I managed Redwood Cove Bed and Breakfast, an inn owned by Michael, and would be helping out during the occasion. We went outside and headed for the recently completed barn-sized structure on the property. The name of Redwood Cove Community Meeting Facility had been shortened to The Barn in everyday communication. Michael had wanted to build something large enough to accommodate big community events. The recent addition to the property had already been the site of a Russian formal ballroom, and would now be used for the meeting with the movers and shakers, as Michael called them. The community center was about 10 miles inland from the Pacific coast. The fog had burned off and the sun shone through the towering redwood trees. The walkway had verdant green pastures on the right side. The resident llamas watched as we approached, then walked next to us until the fence stopped them. I figured they were hoping for treats, which I often supplied, or a quick scratch under the chin. No time for it today. The doors to the meeting area were wide open and we walked in. Rows of chairs were set up and we chose a couple of empty ones at the back. Notepads and pens were on each seat, along with a packet of information. We picked those up as we sat. Daniel Stevens, manager of a sister property called the Ridley House, was a few rows up. He saw us sit and waved. His long, straight black ponytail, high cheekbones, and light copper skin left no doubt of his Native American heritage. I surveyed the room and saw several other managers as well as some veterans who lived on site. The center employed a number of locals to run the place, and they made up the rest of the group. Michael Corrigan stood at a lectern at the front of the room. The faded blue jeans and denim shirt gave no hint of his billionaire status. He looked more like a large lumberjack than an internationally known top player in the financial world. He had a heart of gold and considered his employees family. Help was there whenever they needed it. I opened the notepad and uncapped the pen. Michael had been sending updates as planning for the event progressed. Today we'd hear about everything that was scheduled. Michael said,
"Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming. We have a lot to discuss. Please take the papers out of your packet and look them over."
I did as requested and found schedules for the guests as well as a pamphlet with color photos and descriptions of plants and other information. Today was Monday. Thursday was the official start of the event, and he'd welcome his guests at a wine and cheese reception in the evening. Friday, members of the community and the veterans would talk about what the community center had done for them. The veterans would demonstrate the training they'd been doing with post-traumatic stress disorder service dogs. That evening, there'd be a barbecue. The main event would be a gourmet food and wine tasting experience on Saturday. The guests would have an opportunity to mingle with locals and veterans in an informal setting.
As some of you know, it's been a dream of mine to have others do something similar to what I've created here so more people can benefit. My purpose is to explain what we've done, have members of the community share what changes this has brought to their lives, and have the veterans living here tell their stories.
I'd seen the changes in the veterans' lives, and I'd heard the buzz in the community over the opportunities the center provided for them. I hoped Michael would be successful.
"I think the schedules are self-explanatory," Michael said. "I asked a number of local chefs to be part of the Saturday event, and they were happy to do it."
Scott nudged my arm. I turned toward him. He whispered in my ear,
"I volunteered."
I wasn't surprised. He was a superb cook and enjoyed any opportunity to try new recipes. Michael continued.
"I invited my guests to bring a chef to participate if they were interested. Many of them have private chefs and some own restaurants."
He chuckled.
The idea was wildly successful and many wanted to participate.
Michael shared that most of the chefs were arriving today so they could get used to their cooking areas. They had permission to use the kitchens at the inns where they were staying, as well as the community center's 2 kitchens.